Hello, this is week 4, day 1 of English Language Arts. For the reading, we are going to read Creation and the Gods. We're going to annotate while we read, which is something you can do. And then we will complete the question chart. So, what you're going to do is get this page right here that says Creation and the Gods, and I am going to read it as you read along. You can underline things that stand out to you or put question marks on things that you have questions about. That's kind of what annotating while you read means, okay? So there were 2 main types of Greek myths: creation myths and morality myths. Creation myths describe how the world, landscape, plants, animals, and even people came to be. Morality myths explain how people should behave and what could happen to them if they do otherwise. One of the most common themes in Greek myths was the hero's quest. The hero must go on a journey and face terrible dangers along the way. Mythical heroes include Hercules, Perseus, and Jason. Fate plays a big part in Greek myths. The characters go through a lot to try to change the outcome of their lives, but fail. The king of Thebes tried to avoid the prophecy that his son, Oedipus, would slay him. In the end, he failed, and Oedipus killed him. The myths taught the Greeks that fate could not be avoided. Lessons on how people should act were also told through myths. Goodness and generosity would be rewarded, but unkindness and greed would be punished. The myth of Bacchus and Philemon told how they were kind to 2 gods disguised as ordinary people. No one else would help, so the 2 gods destroyed everyone in the town except the kind old couple. Okay, so next we are to go through and answer some of these questions, well, all of them, on the chart. Day 1, Creations and the Gods. We have, first, we need to explain each type of myth using evidence from the text. It says creation myths and morality myths. Now, if you look in the first paragraph, it will show you your answer. Okay? It does say creation myths in the second sentence describe how the world, landscape, plants, animals, and even people came to be. So that right there is what you're going to write for creation myths. Okay. They describe how the world landscape, plants, animals, and even people came to be. Okay. And if you're one that just wants to write, they describe how the world came to be, that would be something that would be acceptable. All right, if you look on morality myths, that's still in the same paragraph. It says morality myths explain how people should behave and what could happen to them if they do otherwise. So you could write that sentence there. So, for morality, you could of course write that sentence. I'm going to kind of shorten it a little bit. They explain how people should behave. And that shortens it a little bit for those who need it. Okay. Now you can always just push pause to get this down, or something like that if you are one that needs this for longer, but I'm just going to keep going. The next thing on our chart says add details about the following ideas from the passage, use evidence from the text. So right there it's telling us we can steal from the text. Hero's quest. Okay, and so for our hero's quest, it's right in the second paragraph. This one right there. Okay. It says one of the most common themes in Greek myths was the hero's quest. The hero must go on a journey, face terrible dangers along the way. Okay, and then it gave you some examples of the mythical heroes. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Use something to erase it a little bit quicker. Excuse me. This is my first time, so I don't know everything I need at my fingertips here yet. All right, so you want to include evidence. So for some bullet points for the hero's quest, you might want to say that they go on a journey. So a journey. That's an important thing. Then they face terrible dangers. So there's dangers. And then one of the examples would be Hercules. I think that's one that's pretty common. So we can write Hercules with a capital H. It is the name, proper noun. So we do want to keep that. Okay. And then the next box is fate. Okay, and then in the next paragraph talks about fate. That would be the third paragraph down, this one right here. Fate plays a big part in Greek myths. The characters go through a lot to try to change the outcome of their lives, but fail. So for fate, we see that characters are trying to change things. So I'm just going to write characters try to, I'm trying to get this up here, change things. Fails. Okay, it fails to work. Okay, and then it gave us an example about Thebes and Oedipus. I'm not sure how to say that. So you could write that down, or you could just put fate could not be avoided. I like that. Okay. And then the last ones are lessons taught, which is in the last paragraph. Lessons on how people should act were also told through myths. Goodness and generosity would be rewarded. Kindness and greed would be punished. So, for our lessons, I'm kind of running out of room here, guys. We said goodness, I'm going to put a bullet. Goodness dash rewarded. And my next bullet, unkindness punished. Okay. Dash punished. Okay, and that is today's lesson. Week 4, day 1. Thanks.